Oh, I didn't set up my what my lord. Oh, it's a mess in here. You don't realize the horrible filth you live in until you need a space on your desk that is very much not open. If anybody has jumped into Twitch chat, I cannot see you. I was like, I'm missing something in my setup. Yeah, gee, Jasper, maybe it's the screen that shows your Twitch chat. Why did this just make like a steel beam noise as I set it on my desk? I did not like that. It's all coming together. No, no, stop it. Okay. All right. Hey, hybrid. I just completely forgot to set up my stream manager for a second there. I was staring at the game, staring at my Meld, which is the streaming software that I use. And I was like, what's missing? And the answer is my iPad propped up with my stream manager because having all three on my computer was overloading it. My iPad died and I felt very sad, but it's back now. Maybe I'll draw after this. I'm gonna give it a minute to render and everything. I feel like it always runs better if I just let it sit on this main screen. But yeah, hey y'all, I'm back. I didn't expect to go another almost 2 weeks without streaming, but I very stupidly thought that the day after I had surgery on my face, I would be able to stream. And that would have made maybe some sense if part of my face surgery did not involve a spot right next to my mouth that would hurt every time I spoke. So I'm back. I can talk now. It was on Thursday, so I'm feeling I'm feeling okay. There's just some interesting experiences I'm having with having had, because I've never really had anything done to my face. I don't, I'm not somebody who gets filler, Botox, or anything, and I've had nothing done ever to my face. So to have had things done, even though these were not like medically necessary, but they were for a medical purpose of I am having like a skin issue. It was just a cyst and some different spots of scar tissue. It's just been odd. I don't understand. I mean, it gives me a lot of appreciation for the fortitude of people who like get facial surgery for cosmetic purposes. Because my God, I had four tiny little things done to my face and ears, and I have been a massive baby about it for 4 days straight. Yeah, I really wanted to play The Pale Beyond. Unfortunately, I think that is an amount of talking because that game is all dialogue that would break me a little bit with my face being in the state that it's in. Oh, I have to sleep. Okay. I guess I'll run away from the family and sleep. Is everybody fed? Kind of. Yeah. Okay. Um, but yeah, this I can at least stop talking for a minute if I need to. But how is everybody? What exciting things happened to you over the weekend? My weekend was squarely not thrilling because I was just kind of laid up, unable to sleep because of how I have to sleep. I had something done to both my ears, so I have to sleep on my back, which would be fine if I didn't have positional sleep apnea. So it's been fun. Oh my gosh, Blue, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, is your old fillings are bothering you? Oh, I did not know that could happen. I have a bunch of old fillings that I hope are intact. I thought that face surgery would be kind of comparable to all the dental surgery I've had. It was in ways better and in ways worse. Dental surgery is definitely less tolerable, like in many ways, because it impacts your ability to like eat or drink anything. The thing with face surgery is it is my face that I use to express myself and speak to others and communicate. And now I've had some of that ability taken away from me because I can't move my eyebrows because the biggest spot that they had to do something with is directly underneath one of my eyebrows. So it has been it's been a time. I've just kind of been giving everyone the robot stare when they talk to me, which is it's unsettling for all involved. Oh, I did not know that. It's freaky that they can vibrate. Oh, do they have to like give you a crown instead? Do they just have to say, "All right, we're throwing away the tooth," or is there a way that they can secure that? Oh, good, chickadee's all better. I call because I had to go to a plastic surgeon for my stuff. I didn't have to, but my dermatologist essentially said, "Hey, I don't really want to do these things because, again, they were near my facial features." And they said, "Hey, man, we're going to send you to a plastic surgeon who your insurance covers and, make sure." No, I did not want to sleep. And just have them take care of it. Um, because we don't want to screw up your face. So I called that plastic surgeon's office today, like in a panic about some, things that I understand to be normal wound healing things, but I was just not going to chance it. And it was so embarrassing. It was rough to be told, yeah, no, all of that's actually normal and you are overreacting. And I was like, okay, thanks, guys. Oh God, I am so sorry that you've had to get the same filling done 3 times. That sounds demonic. Ugh. I hope that they can do something for you that is not filling attempt number 4 that will go the same way, because that does sound miserable. I literally did not know that fillings could vibrate. With the last filling that I had like a weird ligament thing alongside it where my ligaments were scooting around after I got that filling, and that was not enjoyable, but thankfully it did fade. Ugh, teeth. I always tell people the worst kinds of pain and discomfort are if they're in your head or in your stomach. Like I could deal with leg or arm pain so much better than I can deal with my stomach hurting or having 4 tiny incisions on my face. I genuinely think that I could handle just about any kind of arm pain better than those things because those things are just so central and so in my focus. I don't know. I've also never broken a bone, so that might be informing that because I've never broken an arm or leg or anything. I have no clue what that kind of pain is like, but ugh, bodies. What else have I been up to? Watch the new Amazing Digital Circus episode. I will not spoil anything, but I will say when Gooseworks cooks, she cooks. When she does horror, she does it right. And she managed to really get under my skin with some of it. Not like in a like I mean it was uncomfortable because it's horror, but she managed to get me. She managed to make me feel the horror of it, and that was impressive because it's rare that that happens to me. See, I've avoided the kidney stones like the plague hybrid. That's kidneys are one part of my body that does work right all the time. I do have chronic back pain though. And you know what? The chronic back pain bothers me less than four tiny incisions in my face. Maybe just because the incisions are new and exciting, but my chronic back pain, no big deal. Oh, Blue, you have to catch up. It has gotten not only better written and produced, but better animated. It's really amazing to see the jumps in quality between each episode because they've really taken their time to fully flesh them out and figure out how they're animating each character's not just their appearance, but their movements and how they're different from each other. It's really impressive visually and writing wise. I've really enjoyed watching Digital Circus. I've never been big on the YouTube animation stuff. I mean, I'm probably more into it than most people. I was there for the Has Been Hotel pilot, and for what it's worth, I didn't like it then either. I've still watched it because I believe in supporting animation, and it's somebody's first mainstream show, and I think that everybody can improve from that. But I don't know, Glitch just keeps putting stuff out that is really like enrapturing. I know it's a really fancy word to be using, but I mean, I loved Murder Drones. I loved how they sort of switched up vampires and made it sci-fi in a way that isn't just vampires in the future. Digital Circus tackling all of the existential horror and the threats of entering a more and more digital and AI world. And what's the other one that I've really liked? Oh, Knights of Guinevere. Just I actually never watched The Owl House. It's been on my list forever, just like a million other shows have been on my list forever. I just do not have a lot of time to be watching everything all the time. But Knights of Guinevere really is just it's again, it's beautifully animated. The pilot was amazingly written. The characters are memorable. The motivations are clear, and that's something that I find is lacking a lot in YouTube animation is it's beautiful, but the writing is not good. And Glitch has done a really good job to marry good animation, and sometimes you can tell that the animation might not be as good as it could have been because they put stock into the writing, and I think that's why they've really become the forefront of YouTube animation and production because they invest heavily not just in the visuals of their stories, but the writing behind them as well. I mean, Has Been Hotel, look, everybody has a lot of criticisms to make about how the characters are drawn and that they, are, oh, hello, an interloper. Um, but what was I saying? But like, so a lot of them are really beautiful. I never watched Lackadaisy, but I heard this criticism of the Lackadaisy pilot that it was beautifully animated and it was just written poorly. Um, I know Ellis Mark made his show Catching Up. I watched the first episode. I wasn't really feeling it. It seemed that he did take a lot of the criticisms of it to heart, but again, it was the writing. It looked great. The writing was weird. Um, and voice acting. Like they put a lot in the animation and voice acting. With Has Been Hotel, a lot of people harp on the art style and the character design, but I mean, it looks good. All right. Hot take. Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss look very good. The animators are talented. The art direction is solid. It's just the writing, it's the dialogue. And it's always stricken me as an interesting problem because dialogue's the one thing I'm really good at writing. I'm not always great at writing descriptive text. Um, who knows, maybe TV writing's in my future. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like Glitch Productions really put together writing and animation and give them equal amounts of importance. And I think that makes sense, right? For a lot of indie animators, the focus is going to be the visuals because they're indie animators. They are people who may be self-taught or who went to art school and are pursuing being an artist and a visual artist in particular. Writers are also artists, but they are. Hello? Are you going to attack me? I'm just trying to eat, bro. can you run into my territory real quick? We're like right there, please. No? Okay. Sure. Okay. Um, but yeah, I think because of that, a lot of these indie animators who again, they are visual artists by trade, they don't have a gigantic studio behind them. They don't have a gigantic writing team behind them of people who are classically trained in writing. And I think it makes sense that usually the weakest part of YouTube animations are their writing because what a wonderful thing to be a visual artist and an animator and to be able to make your art on your own terms. But you gotta hire a writer if you can, or like take a class, my friend. Even just Google is your friend. Um, I also just see a lot of people taking on all of the work themselves. I mean, I think that is another issue with Vivzy Pop's creations is she is usually writing and well, she's not animating everything by herself, but she's writing and doing the art direction. And a lot of the time, I know I talked about this when the Iron Lung movie came out with Markiplier doing everything. Sometimes you have to pick a lane. And if you are stronger in one lane, you got to pick that lane. It's funny. I actually just had a meeting for work where I was telling people in the meeting this exact thing because they were saying, "Oh, let's all split the work evenly." And I said, "No, no, 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 no. We're splitting up by who's proficient at what, and if we don't know that yet, we're going to figure it out." Because as much as people want to be jacks of all trades, and I think a lot of these people are, I don't think that Vivzy Pop is an abysmal writer. I just don't think it's her strongest skill. And same thing goes for a lot of these people, where again, it's not that they're terrible at writing, they are just phenomenal at animating. Um, and you gotta pick a lane sometimes, even if you want to do it all, and I get it. And this is something I have to remember in my own workplace, both my day job and in the artistic pursuits that I do. I'm not going to be good at everything, and that's okay. Yes, Blue, sorry, I did not look at, oh, hi, Elk. Oh my Lord. Excuse me. Um, sorry, I've not looked at the chat for a hot minute. Yeah, no, I do not watch a lot of shows. I pick a few to watch at a time. I get very overwhelmed by watching a whole bunch of stuff all the time. And I agree, hybrid. I would rather have something with good writing, and worse animation. I don't know that I could watch completely unwatchable animation, and for me, I know my line for unwatchable. I will not define anybody else's. But if the animation has to take a cut in order for the writing to be good, I love a story. And exactly if they're working on their animation and it's getting better, that's its own thing. Ugh, I need to draw. I'm gonna do that tonight after this stream. I'm gonna go for a little evening stroll because it's finally not freezing out. Wait, is it freezing out today? I always forget. Ooh, it's an uncomfortable day. We're not going for a walk. Here in Chicago, we had a few 70-degree days, and then it went back down into the 30s and 40s. Yeah, Invincible's animation, it's good. It's good. It looks good. It's passable. It's, obviously studio quality, but it's not great. It's fine. It conveys everything it needs to convey and it doesn't go too crazy. Um, I need to watch more of Invincible. I've only seen season one and the pilot of, or not the pilot, the premiere of season two. My ex would do this thing where we would watch like one episode of something together and she'd be like, but you have to watch the rest of it with me. And then she would never make time to watch the rest of it with me. So there's a bunch of shows that I've seen like two episodes of that I just haven't gone back and finished, either because I'm not that interested. Like I've seen the first five episodes of The X-Files and the first episode of Breaking Bad and nothing else because she was like, you have to watch it with me. Never watched it with me. Um, but that's neither here nor there. So, Invincible's one I need to return to. I think I might return to Invincible like after The Boys concludes because I'll be needing my superhero what's the what's the trope I'm thinking of? Oh my gosh. I need like another genre breaking superhero media when The Boys ends. I get that hybrid. I don't know that I would call it jealousy, but I think it is just like oh well, if they can do it, I can do it. Just sort of like I mean, it's important to have like a confidence in yourself, but I think I don't know that I call it jealousy so much as downplaying other things as skills. Because I've definitely done that before at work where, for example, one of my coworkers is really good at writing emails, for internal stuff and, for comms related stuff. And I always thought like, oh, come on, it can't be that hard, right? Like it can't be that hard to write up a little 8 paragraph update email for the company. No, it's difficult and I don't like comms. And I can sit there and say, oh, it can't possibly be that hard. If I sat down and I tried to crack out an email, it would be hideous. It would be abysmal. It would be unreadable. And it's not that I'm not good at writing. It's not that I am not grammatically and syntactically correct, but it's just not my strong suit. That's not what I can do. So I think a lot of people think, oh, well, I'm an artist. Surely this other artistic skill will come to me. Or, oh, that other person does writing, but like I'm the animator, so I can also write this because in my mind I know how I want the story to go. But storyboarding and writing are very different things. And by storyboarding, I mean like the actual plot beats of the story, not just the animation aspect of storyboarding. I guess outlining would be the correct term. A lot of people can do outlines. I can do outlines real good. Actually sitting down and writing all the dialogue and scenes and intricacies between those bullet points on the outline, much more difficult and requires a very different skill set from drawing and animating. Honestly, Blue, watch group would be smart for many things. I would be happy to be invited to the party. I've been going to the gym really regularly because I have a gym group, and it's two other people with ADHD, but because there's three of us all shouting at each other to do it, we do it. Yeah, hybrid. No, that makes complete sense. That somebody where it is like their passion project, where again they know the plot beats and how they want it to go together. It's like, no, I want this to go how I want it to go. And that's something that I'm not immune to either. I at some point would really like to, I keep talking about this and I keep not getting that much better at art. But I would really like to make a little like web comic about Jasper and all the lore that I've kind of cooked up for them, but I'm waiting because I know that I can write the dialogue fine and get the story beats down fine. I can't draw good. So once I'm able to do that a little bit more effectively, and part of it's too is I'm just very focused on finding a place to live and moving. So I've like been not focusing on honing my crafts. I've gotten really into candy. I'm into beads. I have a whole bunch of beads around me right now because like I'm having like a really bad hyperfixation. But besides that, I've not been on the drawing bent lately. Like I said, it sucks outside, so I will draw. Okay. What's my purpose today? I guess I can go strengthen the southern area. Did somebody die? No. Let's see. Have I had a pup die this season? Yes. All right. No, wait, that was chickadees. Oh, this was just a small litter. All right, cool. I guess I will go south and I'll go west and then south and strengthen all that territory. Blue, we had a real nice warm day. I did go for a walk on the warm day and it was wonderful. It was when was that? Was that Friday or Saturday? I feel like it was Saturday because you know what? Yeah, because Friday I was a complete shut-in because Thursday I got my facial surgery done. It feels so like I'm blowing it out of proportion by saying facial surgery. It unfortunately was technically facial surgery. So as much as I feel like I'm exaggerating, that is literally what it was billed to my insurance as. But yeah, Thursday had that done. Then I slept a good 3 to 4 hours because I just could not get comfortable. And again, I got positional sleep apnea, so I kept waking up and feeling like I was dying. And then after like the third or fourth time that happened, I said, okay, no more sleep for me. It's time for me to do my day. So Friday was then spent in agony. I mean, I worked, I had some meetings, and got some work done. But Saturday, then I slept so much. Oh my God, it was wonderful. And you know what? I'll hunt an elk. Why not? It's nice to have food around the map. Um, but yeah, got so much sleep between Friday and Saturday, and then my sister wanted to hang out, so I went over to their house and we studied and co-worked and did all of our things. And then we went for a lovely walk with their dog, which I was really happy about being able to do because after spending 2 days laying around in my house with my face hurting, seeing the outdoors and touching grass was phenomenal. Really strongly recommend touching grass at all times. I've been on a big touching grass journey lately. I've been doing my dialectical behavior therapy workbook, and really a lot of the workbook just tells you, hey, when you're freaking out, you really need to just go outside and smell some flowers, quite literally. You need to pick up a hobby. Have you considered painting? Have you considered not ruminating in your house for 12 hours a day? Hey, if you're yelling at other cars in traffic that can't hear you, you might have an anger management problem and you need to stop and you need to put on some calming music in your car because you're a big baby who can't regulate. And I don't like that it's right, but it is working. So I have not yelled at a single person in traffic. Not that I would road rage at people. In my own car, I'd be like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Who taught you how to drive?" And it's just, it's pointless. So all of that is to say, I'm in my grass touching era. My desk is covered in beads because I am making bead creations. It's a lot of fun. I'm even making little like theme packs of candy to put on Etsy. They've gotten a lot of views. Nothing is sold, but that's okay. I'm just in it for the love of the game. But yeah, I think tonight I'm gonna take a break from the beads. The beads are kind of starting to get to me. Oh, come on. But I don't know, I say that and I feel like I'm just gonna go directly back to the beads. It's just so fun to make little candies. But yeah, strongly recommend the DBT workbook to anybody who desires higher levels of emotional regulation. They say it's for people with personality disorders. I don't even have one of those. So it was just a conversation with my therapist about, hey, I feel like I'm lacking some emotional regulation skills that an adult should have. And this was the solution. So this is not medical advice. This does not constitute medical advice, but, if you think it may be helpful to you, it's a good conversation to have with your mental health care team. But yeah, it gave me like this great big checklist of, oh, here's a bunch of things that you can do when you're freaking out or you don't know what to do. And, because normally I would just ruminate and I would scroll Instagram or TikTok or Blue Sky or whatever and just not get anything done. So have I been really good about doing stuff around my house? No. But you know what? Making my little beads is better for me than ruminating and scrolling Instagram. So the other insane thing that I did, which I never thought I was going to be in this position, like I never thought that this would feel necessary, is I went ahead and I unfollowed like every single haha funny mental illness meme account I followed on Instagram. I actually unfollowed everything except for my friends, my family, and one singular meme account that just posts that stupid video of Brendan Urie shirtless singing about how it's his first video on Instagram. Um And so that's the one meme account I follow. I unfollowed like all of these different, again, like I followed all these like teehee silly mental illness meme accounts. I still follow the ones that my friends produce, but it has been wonderful because now I log into Instagram and it's boring. Not that my friends' lives are boring, but it's not, there's not an endless um onslaught of memes for me to point and laugh at and repost to my story like, haha, get it, guys? I'm crazy. And it's honestly embarrassing how just doing that has improved my mental health because I got myself into such a feedback loop of reposting memes about being mentally ill, laughing at memes about being mentally ill, going, haha, that's so me. And yeah, I can't, I just can't do that anymore. I'm grown and I need to act like it. And for me in my healing, I fear I need to, again, touch grass, make beads, and live my life. I don't know that I've posted my bead crafts in the Discord. I need to get way better about posting in there because I've also been off Discord. I deleted it off my phone for a while. It's now tentatively back along with Blue Sky, but I'm only logged into my Jasper account on Blue Sky, not any of my others. So, but even then, I don't know. It feels bad to have Blue Sky on my phone. You know what? I'm gonna delete that right now. I don't need to access that outside of my computer. There's really no point. I think I downloaded it because I had to post something that was only on my phone. But all right, I'm back to touching grass. Honestly, hybrid, I'm kind of in the same boat of suppressing things. Like I said, I deleted every single social media off my phone so that I can only access them on my computer where it's much less fun because my computer is kind of my work device. But it does mean that when I leave the house and I go out with my friends or I'm at the store or whatever, I can't fill space and time by scrolling. I have to be present in the moment. And nobody has said to me, "Oh my gosh, Jasper, you need to get back on Instagram. I'm worried about you." No. Because I think people know that social media is rarely a healthy outlet for anybody, especially somebody who is mentally ill and ruminates and scrolls for hours. Now, of course, there's workarounds. I can open anything in my browser or whatever, but it's just not as fun. It's not as exciting. So until I feel like I am completely decoupled from my need to be online, I will be a little bit more spare with how I interact with the internet. Of course, on my computer, I still go on and do stuff, but that's because when I sit at my computer, I'm either working for my day job or I'm working doing Jasper things. Not that this is work, but I'm doing Jasper things. This is my outlet. So to me that's healthy, but just going on Instagram and looking at 500 different memes about being a crazy person was not helpful to me, and I had to put a stop to that. Where am I? Okay. Oh, I don't really want to go up to the baby ungulate. They're honestly like not that useful. I'm gonna get Goose down to this 47% spot and sleep. And while he sleeps, I am going to take and leave because one of my stitches is starting to bug me again. But yeah, I have to say, I think one of the big turning points in my life was deleting Twitter. That happened years ago, but oh, beautiful feeling. Or not years ago, a year ago, I think, when it got bought out and it was becoming a right-wing disinformation machine. Deleting Twitter really, really cured me in ways that almost nothing else could. So many trees. The calming noises of the forest will soothe me because I can't go outside. Oh, cannot travel yet. I am excited, hybrid, for the next generation. If I get a dispersal wolf at any point, I do want to grab one of the other maps and check those out. So thank you for helping make that possible. I've been sitting on it to see like which map I might end up wanting and for when it happens. Oh, you know what I have to do tonight? I have to cross post things between Ko-Fi and Etsy, which is always just such a pain. I'm sure there's a service that can cross post for me, but I'm old and I'm tired. Oh yeah, for sure, hybrid, whenever you'd like. You can always DM me on Discord too. We're pals. I will say the answer to 90% of those questions in general is go outside and I'm not going to say touch grass, but like go outside and do an activity. The activity can be touching grass. And I promise that's not me trying to reduce anything that you may be experiencing, but in my own personal life as a clinically severely mentally ill person, unfortunately, all the internet self-help people were correct that exercise and eating your vegetables will do so much. And I'm annoyed, but that's okay. Oh, it's so sunny. I wish it was like this outside right now. All right, it's time for Goose to sleep. He is so eepy and my frame rate is so low. Oh, thank God. Everything's really coming together today. The puppy's okay. Everybody's injuries are healing. All right. And we keep going south. How's everybody's hunger? The answer is fine. Okay. 25 pounds. All right, we got a little ways to go. I might be able to finish this up before I have to end the stream. I'm gonna end by like 8 p.m. Central, just so I have enough of my evening to eat and draw some stuff and relax. Again, like I got four tiny things done on my face, and it's shockingly tiring. I mean, obviously healing from anything is tiring, but this was very minor, and I have just been quite sleepy. Oh my God, can y'all stop? Sorry, those evil beetles, the beetles from hell that I have been crying about for weeks, months even. They, so a friend of mine is taking them so that they can become bearded dragon food. And you know what? This is okay to me. You know what I mean? Like they have served their purpose by tormenting me, and they are at the end of the day feeder insects. And I'm really glad that my friend can feed them to her bearded dragon because they are too big for me to feed to my scorpion. So I'm just giving them to her for free, right? And I was annoyed because I said, "All right, I kept all of you and I fed all of you and I took care of you because I thought that you were going to make me some free mealworms and I was going to get the unlimited mealworm hack and y'all didn't do it." So as I'm using a spoon to get them out of their current enclosure, I'm noticing that the substrate is tossing a little bit. And I said, "No, there's no way. Come on. Come on. In your final hour, you actually do right by me." When I tell you there's probably 200 mealworms in there, little tiny baby ones, to be clear, like not usable yet, but they did it. They actually did it. They served their purpose and they did what they had to do. And so, you know what? I honestly feel really bad for being so mean about them because they were just taking their time and they were taking their time and I needed to trust the process and I didn't. Now, of course, this actually works out because they do need to go and move on to another home so that they don't disturb the baby mealworms. So this is the natural end for them in the feeder insect cycle. I've always treated them ethically, to be clear. Any whining I've done about them has been just solely about their lack of production rather than any reflection of how I treat them. I have always fed and watered them well, and they've rewarded me for my care. And you know what? We're square. We're good. I have no hard feelings towards them anymore. They are being really loud in the cup that I moved them into, and I need my friend to pick them up tomorrow because last night, because all of my pets are in my current room until I move and hopefully can divorce myself from being constantly around my bugs. But I put them in a cup to get to my friend and I, took out their accessories and stuff so that they can have all their things, gave them food and hiding places and but they keep bonking into the sides of the plastic cup and because they are hard-shelled beetles, it makes a very loud noise. So last night I was just kept awake for about half an hour by the beautiful sounds of beetles knocking into each other and the cup. And you know what, Hybrid? You're right. They absolutely did it out of spite. They said, "Oh, we heard you're getting rid of us, so what if we did that thing that you've needed us to do the entire time?" I literally just wanted to see if I could do it, you know? I just wanted to see if I could do it, and the answer is I can. And I will probably be giving these mealworms, just a couple to my scorpion. They're not really good for her. They're kind of like the McDonald's of feeder insects because they're very fatty and less nutritionally dense is my understanding. But she really likes them, so my scorpion will have a couple good meals, and I can give them to my friends who have lizards, and they'll know that I raised them, and therefore they are safe. Because I'm very intense about my food safety, not just for myself, but for my pets. They're well fed. They've actually been eating the leftover rat food that I gave to my late pet hamster. It's in day, it's not expired or anything, but it's food and it is actually safe for feeder insects. I did check to make sure that it was pesticide free and any, everything free and that you can give it to feeder, not insects. I checked for feeder mice and figured it would carry over just fine. I don't know how it would fare with my scorpion, so I've only been giving it to the ones that I plan to give to my friends who, you know, have um have lizards. So that'll probably be what I do with the mealworms is just it'll be a project for friends. But again, I just wanted to see if I could do it. Now the thing is I do need to change up my feeder insect enclosures. I might do that tonight too, because I want to turn the current dubia roach container into the mealworm container and then clear out the current mealworm container, put the dubias into cups because I have so few of them now, and kind of go from there. Oh, you know what? My friend also, I need to give her some of my dubias that have gotten too big for my scorpion because she is tiny. She is the baby. And some of these dubias are basically almost as big as her, so I cannot be feeding her. I mean, she could take it out, you know what I mean? It's not any lack of strength on her, but where is my post? Oh, it was over there. Whoopsie. It's not any lack of strength on her part. It's just it's too big and it could hurt her to eat that much food in one go. So, or she just wouldn't finish it and it would rot in her tank and attract gnats, which I already have gnats in my room because, of course, I have gnats in my room. All of my plants and my insects are in here and arachnids. So, why wouldn't I have gnats? Ugh. I promise I do not live in filth. It's literally just that I have plants and I have humid invertebrate enclosures. And you know what you get with that? Gnats. I do have a carnivorous plant that has caught, I don't even know how many. It looks like it has like 10 in its little, I have a sundew plant Um, it's caught 10 in its little plant hands, but it can only do so much for me because I put it across the room from my insects. I don't want them to, because I know that like the sap is like it smells really good to them, and I don't want them to be smelling it. You know what I mean? And think that there's a tasty treat when there is not. You get rat food or nothing in this home. Oh, the beetles have calmed down, I think. I don't know what they're doing. Exactly, hybrid, thank you. Yeah, it's pretty well put together, I can't lie. It's really come together. Now I have way more mealworms than I know what to do with, but I am hoping and praying that they, that they can just be useful to me or to friends. And it was just a fun little project that didn't really cost me anything to see if they would proliferate, and they did. So, but yeah, it's a really fun little ecosystem I've got going on. And then I also, with cleaning out my enclosures, anything that I'm cleaning out, like once I move the dubias into cups and um, move the mealworms around, I can give all of the leftover, the waste, the shed, skins, and stuff to my isopod bin, which my isopods also just had babies. I have a bunch of cute little, they're called mankai is the, or mankai is the plural. It's a manka is a baby isopod. So there are a bunch of little mankai in the isopod tank. They're just like itsy teeny weeny beeny little isopods. They are so small. They're like the size of the head of a pin, and you can tell that they're a baby isopod because they have the tiny little antennas. They're so cute. So I have a bunch of mankai that would love to eat some shed dubia roach shells. They would just be ecstatic for that. So it's nice. It makes me feel good to have like a zero waste pet situation. I need to get more live plants in my scorpion's enclosure, but her springtails keep eating everything. So, you know, it is what it is. Was that the scent post? Okay. It is what it is when it comes to that. They literally ate all the roots off of the plant that I had in there before. So I'm giving them like a couple cycles to reduce their numbers before I put more plants in there because plants are expensive. I tried putting some moss in there, like live moss. It just did not work. No matter how humid I kept it in there, it kept drying out, and it was deeply annoying. I'd almost have to put it like inside of a hide or something. I just don't really know how that would go over, but we shall see. Hello, Coyote. How is the fam? They're well fed. They're good. Okay. I think I will hop into a different hex and do some sleeping. Yeah, again, sorry for wolfquest. I don't even know how many streams in a row. I promise. I actually really wanted to play the Pale Beyond. I just like, I know I'm chatting a lot right now, but I'm not really moving. It's weird to say this, like, I'm not moving my face the way I would if I was reading something. So I'm hoping to get back to it soon. What animal is that? Pronghorn. Okay. I think, yeah, actually, after this stream, I will do that and then I will draw because I need to get, like, I think there's one beetle left that evaded me in the mealworm enclosure that I need to get out of there. But if I deal with the roaches first, then I can move the mealworms around. Okay. All right. It's all coming together. I'm going to do the roach sorting. Yoink. Big antler. I'll do the roach sorting. I'll do the beetle sorting. It's all going to come together. I don't know how much I need to clean out the roach thing, though. I don't know that I'm going to clean it so much as I'm just going to empty it and then kind of go from there. I originally wanted to put my roaches and my isopods together, but I've decided against it. I just don't feel like doing that and dealing with them competing with each other. I'd rather just have the isopods be the cleanup crew, like after the fact when I'm dumping roaches, like, like roach waste in there with them. Because I know I've mentioned this before, I'm deathly allergic to roaches. I don't like that they make so much dust because I am allergic to it. Every single time I open my roach container to get a roach to feed to my scorpion, I start sneezing. Um, so it'll be nice to clear that out and start over and have a fresh slate. Oh my goodness. Hello. So many bison. My goodness. Don't mind me, I'm just drinking water. Please do not attack me. Whoa, hang on. Is Cutoff Pack going away? Are they all gone? Oh my gosh, they're all gone. Wild. We'll have another pack move in soon. It's exciting. Oh, I need to go north. What am I doing? But yeah, it's all coming together. I love sorting my bugs. It's such a fun thing for me. Which I know, very strange thing to find fun, but there's just something about going into the bins with a spoon and seeing what happens. Oh my gosh, you're right. Goose has made it a year old. Ugh. I really need to diversify the games that I play. I've just had such a incredibly chaotic year that I have not picked up any new games, which is crazy to me. But I also just haven't really outside of streaming, I have not felt the need to play video games really. But I'm hoping to finish the stuff that I've been stuck on for months and then crack into some new games, not just for stream, but for me. I might record some, practice with recording some stuff asynchronously and just putting it on YouTube. Like, for example, The Pale Beyond, I'm fine with streaming it. I think in the future I'm not going to stream games like that. I might just record those asynchronously. And then I can air them on Twitch like a stream, but also just direct to YouTube with them. Like games like this I feel are really suited to streaming, but I just really need to move. Like once I move, I feel like it's all going to come together. I'm going to have a very tight schedule of streaming and creating and doing things because I will be on my own time all the time. Not that I do not like living with other people, but I tend to get kind of caught up in like what anyone else in my house is doing. And I feel like having all my stuff spread out and oh my gosh, a friend of mine's giving me her standing desk. I am thrilled. It's gonna be nice. Do I want to hunt you? Why not? Yeah, I'm just so excited. The issue is the housing market here is so bad. So need to figure that out. I think my pre-approval lasts through mid-April, so I have time, but it was just a bad time to get pre-approved because I've been busy at work and haven't really been able to go look at places, so it's fine. I know it's all going to work out. Gives me more time to save money too. I originally was telling myself, like, by March, by my birthday, which is in the middle of the year, by whatever, like, I need to have a place or it's so over. And I've accepted that I think I will do it by the end of this year. And that's where I'm at with it, is by the end of this calendar year, I will own my own place. I have a really bad habit of putting these really big or intense timetables on myself with things. Um, And I don't actually have to do that. I think that I have to do that for my ADHD and for keeping myself involved in things, but I actually don't. It stresses me out and makes me lock up. So I promised myself by the end of this year. Oh, that's good, hybrid. I'm glad. Everybody's in their house hunting era. Good for us. Yeah, the unfortunate thing about the American economy currently collapsing because of everything going on, uh, the unfortunate good thing is that the housing market is starting to let up here. You know, not a lot of people are selling, but the people who are selling are listing lower than I think they normally would be, just because everybody's kind of freaked out for good reason about their ability to afford things. Oh my goodness, congrats, hybrid. Yeah, just I mean like save money. There's literally no amount of money that is too large to save before buying a place. That's part of why I'm like okay with waiting is I'm at the minimum right now essentially of what I would need, but you know, it's like if I have a little extra, who cares? That's good. Even now I would have some wiggle room, but it's always nice to have more. And again, I've been busy with work and whatever. It would just be rough right now to be trying to buy a place like this week. Oh my gosh, this deer has a lot of stamina. I expect this to be easy, and I was wrong. But now I feel like it's like a sunk cost thing. I kind of just have to do it, you know? Exactly. Well, and I'm lucky that I have family and folks who are willing to help out if there is like a small emergency, but especially because I want to look at places where they might need a fresh coat of paint, or they might need the carpets removed, or something like that, or the shower redone. You know, it's like that's not a lot of money, but it is an amount of money that I need to have on deck in order for it to be livable. Because those are like some of my big things is I don't mind if there's, some ugly paint on the walls that's easily fixed for a couple grand. I don't care if the shower is dated. That's easily fixed for a couple grand. I don't care if it has carpets that need to be ripped up to expose the hardwood. That can be done. Actually, I can just do that one myself with my sister who is proficient in ripping up carpet somehow. That's their I always joke as a lesbian you have to have one skill, and I think like construction is their skill. Mine is plumbing, actually. I wouldn't say I'm great at plumbing, but there's a lot of plumbing things I can do by myself. So, it's like again, if there's like stuff like that, but I'm not going to buy a place that has holes in the ceiling or electrical problems. I'm not buying a place to have to sink 10 grand into fixing it. But if it needs a couple grand of work after I buy it, I'll live. But yeah. Oh, did not finish my help. Yeah, the market here is just so bad. Hey, my cough is finally mostly gone. That was just like my throat is dry cough. Also, wow, multiple people followed me while I wasn't streaming, and I wonder how they found me. It's kind of cool. Okay, I'm just eating my food. Soon to be me IRL. Because you know what? You know what I should do before I commit to my bug movement is I should probably eat dinner. That actually would be the smartest option is to eat before I am elbow deep in roach dust. Chickadee, do you need to eat? Are you good? Okay. I think I have some leftover taco stuff in the fridge. Oh, it is all coming together. I love how I spend at least 5 minutes of each stream talking about what I'm doing when the stream is over. Not because I'm like excited to stop streaming. That's not it. I just can't ever think to myself of like what I need to do unless I say it all out loud. You know what? You know what? I'm going to be smart and I'm going to do something smart. And I'm actually going to write this all into a post-it note and like stick it to my forehead so that I don't forget to do all these things. Because I really struggle, like my something with my ADHD is I really struggle with like order of operations when it comes to a list of tasks I need to complete. Okay. Elbow Deep in Roach Dust could be an album name. Yes, perhaps it will be. That would be if I could make music. That would be funny. That is not one of my skills. One, dinner. Two, roach sorting. Three, mealworm. Oh my gosh. Mealworm. Relocation. What was four? What was four? Oh my gosh. I think that was it actually. Oh, four, draw. Draw furry art. Boom. What a wonderful evening I have ahead of me. Oh my gosh. All right. Huh. Yeah, I gotta go strengthen the northern part anyways, so stopping home will be perfect. You know what I didn't do? I didn't take a leave when I said I was going to take a leave earlier. All right, I'll go feed the kids and then I will take some medicine for my face. Hello, dear. Okay. You know what? I'm sure people are following me because I cross post to every platform known to man. That might be it. Maybe my marketing is working. Crazy thought. Hey, everybody. Boom. All right, quick group howling sesh so that the pack affinity stays higher. Slay. Okay. How's everybody doing? 3811F. You gotta catch up, girl. Okay. I guess I'll just pop up to the northeast here and sleep there. I like really badly want to make more candy before the day is over, but you know what? We're gonna add that as point 0.5. We're gonna say 5 optional candy, depending on the time, because I also need to just take care of myself and get ready for bed. Candy question mark? Oh my gosh, congrats, hybrid. They should pay you more. I don't know how much they pay you, but the answer should be higher than what it currently is. You carry that company on your back, man. I just recently lost a bonus at work, but it was a contract bonus for a contract that ended. So it is what it is. I got to get back on my grind. Why am I saying that? I have a different contract bonus running right now for a contract that is taking up so much of my time. I do not need to get more. Me when I'm a terrible workaholic, my lord. Can y'all cease? These beals, I swear. You know what, guys? You can make noise right now, but if you make noise after the lights go out again, we're gonna have problems. Okay? Kids, am I right? I'm healed. Hey, Cedar. Oh my gosh, I think cutoff is over. I wonder which new contender will appear, but all the wiser to be expanding, or not expanding, but strengthening my territory. Honestly, should I bring it up to the northern corner just so they can attack me from less angles? Maybe. We're gonna see about that. But you know, at work, if I get more clients and I don't necessarily work on their contract, I will still get a bonus. You know what? We'll just do an outreach day. I'll just have to do an outreach day. Unfortunately, I get lost chasing the bag regularly. I have so much pet sitting coming up in the next week, like so much more than I thought possible for myself. I'm actually like overbooked. It is not sustainable, but I do like making money, unfortunately, and there's really not enough money that I can make to be ready to move. So, oh God, that is not what I meant. Okay. All right, we're just heading west. Let me check my pet sitting app to see how much I have coming up just for funsies. Okay. So I'm going to be pet sitting basically every single day from March 27th through April 6th. I believe that is the Easter rush. And no, that is not where I wanted to go. My bad. Let's see. Friday, I'm seeing three different homes. Saturday and Sunday, it's five visits each, which is higher than I am supposed to go. Um, and then another three, three, four, three, three. Oh my gosh. And some of these are hour-long visits instead of half hours, which is what I would normally do. My current price range, I'm looking for condos in Chicago, so the prices are quite low, especially in the neighborhoods I'm looking in, but my like upper limit in my pre-qualifications 225,000 US dollars, which would not be enough to buy like a house, plenty to buy a condo in Chicago. Again, I just want like a one bed, one bath. I don't need a bunch of space. A two bed would be nice, but the neighborhoods that two beds are in are just like not really, it's not about like the safety or anything. It's just that they're kind of far away from stuff, which is why they're cheaper. But I don't want to have to drive everywhere. That's part of why I'm moving to the city, so I don't have to drive constantly. Um, and my old car can get some rest. But there's a lot of places going up for within that price range, which is nice. And the only reason my pre-qual is that low is because of my stable income. I make a lot with my side gigs, but they can't incorporate that into the debt to income ratio because it's not technically regular, like it's not guaranteed income like a salaried job, like my day job. So even though I make way more money than that, not way more, but like I make a fair amount more than what they calculated it with, they have to do it with my regular income, which is fine. You know, it's like I'd rather get a place that's affordable to me rather than like the biggest and best and brightest and most expensive. And if I miss a single payment, it's over. You know, or if I am paying for it, I don't have money for anything else. Oh, that's nice, hybrid. I don't know the euro to US dollar conversion right now, but that sounds pretty good. But yeah, I feel like I'm in a good spot for the amount of home that I want, which is very little. I keep telling the people in my life, I just want a cube for myself and my belongings so that I can go out into the world and explore and not worry about anything, you know, and then go home to my cube, my cozy, cozy cube. I like the outdoors, but I have no desire towards a lawn or lawn maintenance or siding or a roof. You know what I mean? I like my cube, and I actually really like having neighbors in the cube. Some people are just like not cut out for apartment living. They don't like the sounds of other people experiencing their lives around them, which is totally fair. Sometimes it's loud and it's annoying or it's at odd hours, but I actually really enjoy that sense of like communal living. Which is funny because when I have literal roommates who are watching TV in the next room over while I'm trying to sleep, it bothers me. But if it's my neighbor, it doesn't bother me. Could not explain why that is. I think because with like roommates, there's like a level of um directly disrespecting your desire for whatever, like if it's, 1 a.m. and they're blasting TV, it's like, come on, man. But if it's the neighbor, like they don't know, that's how the neighbor lives. And I feel less bad about it. And I have been that person where like I knock on their door and I'm like, hey man, can you not, please? And sometimes they just need someone to say something and they're like, oh, I had no idea that the walls were that thin. Sorry. So, uh, there's an HOA president trapped inside me, and I fear what happens when she gets out. Oh, okay, that's pretty nice hybrid. Around here, that would net you like a pretty nice little like 2 or 3 bedroom home. So I hope that you can find something enjoyable and that suits all of your needs. Like I said, me, I'll be in the cube. I am looking for like a sub 1,000 square foot cube, and oh, I am so excited. Like if it's 6 or 700 square feet, did not just mean to make a 6, 7 joke. I'm so sorry. If it's a 6 or 700 square foot place, like that is ideal, honestly. That is the amount of house that I think I can upkeep. Um, what's the word? I'm like forgetting all my words today. That I can upkeep, not regularly, consistently. Consistently is the word. Oh, hello, bear. Oh, you actually left the food alone. Thanks, bear. Do the kids need food because we're right here? Sure, why not? I'll let Cedar eat. I don't know how much she needed, but it seems like she's hungry. Oh, she's good. Okay. Oh, thank you, Hybrid. And yeah, that's lovely to have like a room dedicated to painting. For me, because of how I want to live, because again, like I know I've said this on stream, but like I have no desire ever to get married. Relationship, sure. I actually, and it's funny because I have people in my family who have a relationship like this, and it's kind of ideal. Like, I would love to be in a relationship at some point again. It'll be a while because I'm trying to kind of find myself and myself as a single person. But like, if I'm in a relationship, I don't really know that I ever want to live with somebody again. I lived with the last boyfriend I ever had, and we're friends still. Like, we got along great. There was just the issue of me being gay that did not go over well, for our romantic relationship, but every time I live with other people, I just kind of grow to resent really normal things that they do. And I understand that that's a personal failing, but I don't think that not overcoming it is going to impact my life because maybe I just am not somebody who lives well with others, and that's okay. And I don't need to have a live-in partner. I don't need to have roommates if I buy a place that is perfectly sized for me and has enough space for me. So on that note, like whatever space I end up getting, I'll probably have my bedroom just be my bedroom. I'm currently in a bedroom slash office, and that's kind of sucking the life out of me. If I, like with my living room and dining area, whatever, like I'll probably have whatever is the dining area be my home office and have a work desk and a creativity desk sort of thing, and just have that be a catch-all creativity area. If I can get a 2 bedroom, I'll obviously put that stuff maybe in there or have that just be a guest bedroom and where I put my pets. Otherwise, my pets will be in my room still. Um, and then my main area, like there might be some seating, and then like I don't even know if I want a TV. Like I'm not a big TV person. I watch stuff on my laptop because fellow kids with bad childhoods might get me on this one, but I didn't really have access to the TV growing up, and that's a normal thing, but like in my case, it was as a consequence of the bad household I grew up in. And so I watched stuff on my computer in my room all the time, and that's just a more comfortable way for me to engage with media. I don't really like watching things on TV. I would gladly have like a very small TV that I could do like smart TV stuff on, but I don't want like a big flat screen. It's actually overwhelming to me to watch on a screen that big because I'm just not used to it. Like all through middle and high school, again, because of the household I was in, I really did not use the TV. That was very much off limits for me, and I would be very yelled at if I used it. And then in college, I watched everything on my computer or the really tiny, tiny, like 25-inch TV that my roommate brought or whatever. And then same thing when I had an apartment with friends after graduating is they always were watching stuff on TV, so I would just watch something in my room. So it's I'm gonna have an interesting living space. I've been told by my friends that they're afraid of me having a male living space, which if you are not familiar with the male living spaces subreddit, it is a fun scroll to go through. But I just want again, like I want a creativity area, I want my work area. If those kind of share a section, but they're just two different desks, that's perfect. And yeah, maybe I'll get a couch. I guess maybe I should get a couch. Oh God, I need somewhere to eat. Ugh, being alive is so hard sometimes. Being an adult, I need furniture? You're kidding. Essentially hybrid, yeah. I'm not like a big things person. I just want some storage furniture for my stuff. Um, and regular furniture. But like I'm the kind of person where, and this is just a consequence of having ADHD, if I have surfaces, I will pile shit on them. I will pile mail and bills and items and things I don't feel like putting away. So I just don't want a bunch of surfaces that can become ADHD pits for me. And I don't want a TV that I can get sucked into. Like, I want to have my creative spaces and have those be not just like creative artist wise, but like for my work, for my day job, when I create things, I just want those spaces to be nice and dedicated. And if that's the majority of my space is my crafting and my working, that's really the majority of what I do every day. So it makes sense to me. And sure, it'll be nice to have like a small couch, like a love seat that I can curl up on and watch a couple episodes of something a couple times a week. And if that's on my laptop, that's fine. I was talking about with some friends, like getting a projector maybe, which sounds exciting. Um, but just something like that, not like I don't need like a home entertainment system. I don't really like watching TV or movies enough to justify getting a 50-inch flat screen plasma, whatever it is now. I think we're beyond plasmas as a society. It's something else. Is it like OLEDs now? I don't even know. But it's there's no point for me. I'm not that's not how I derive joy. I derive joy from my silly little crafts and from getting my work done. I'm gonna have a little treadmill that I have right now. Like I don't need a lot. So, but again, it'll be nice to have a dedicated workspace versus creative space because right now it's just all and sleeping. It'll be nice to have dedicated areas for that, even if some things are sharing a room. And don't worry, hybrid, I will have a bed frame. I will not be on a mattress on the floor. I am taking my current bed frame with me, and that will be that. But the other thing I'm really excited for is I want to get a vanity for my bedroom so that I can like lay out all my clothes and do my makeup in the morning if I want to, and my hair, and just check myself out. Because right now it's hard because I wake up and my desk has a makeup mirror, but it really isn't that useful for makeup because my desk is covered in my crafts and my work stuff. So it'll just be nice to have like different surfaces for different activities and not just the big desk where I do everything all the time. And I'm thrilled. I am well and truly thrilled about it. yeah, I will. Maybe if I'm bold and I can keep all the location info safe, I will post photos of my male living space someday in the Discord. Everybody can witness my terrible living style. I don't think it's that bad. Everyone in my life is like, "Oh, you're gonna have a male living space. It's gonna be a male living space. It's gonna be so bad. You're not gonna have any furniture. You're not gonna have any decorations." I'm gonna have so much decor on the walls. I have so many things to put on the walls. Um, I just don't want trinkets. I don't like trinkets. I have enough trinkets. I'm not getting more. I'm gonna have fun string lights up. It's gonna be like cozy. I'm gonna have tapestries maybe. Like it's gonna be nice. It's just not gonna be full of things and it's not gonna be fun. I'm not gonna have a big TV for everybody to watch the game on because that is not the kind of person that I am. I am really hoping I can get a guest room, but say lovey if not. If I can get like a one bed that's in a perfect area, I do not care. I will gladly get a sofa bed and have that be my guest room. Get back here. I think after I take this elk down, I will probably log off for the day and get to my big list of tasks. If only because I'm getting a little bit hungry, and I think that means it's time for me to rest. I know this has not been the longest stream, but I'm just glad I was able to hop on. Oh, who is howling? My gosh, these elk are fortuitous today. Hello? Thank you, Hybrid. No, that's honestly exactly how I feel. Is like if this is how somebody gets enjoyment from the world, I can't judge. I listen and I don't judge. But I personally cannot, like, if I finished work every day and then watched TV and then went to bed and I did not do anything else, I would personally not feel like I had done enough with my day. Um, and I think that like hybrid, like I watch TV and I watch streams and I watch YouTube videos in the background while I'm working, while I'm crafting. Like a lot of people, I think, get dual enjoyment out of it in that way. Um, and again, I don't think less of people who derive joy from, sitting down and watching TV after work and that's it. Like if that makes you happy, you should do it. But if you're doing it to fill time, that's when I have a problem. And I think a lot of people go about it in a way where they're like, I just want the day to be over, so I'm just going to time skip by watching TV. And I just can't do it. Like I can't just sit and watch TV. I have to be doing something with my hands. I have to be embroidering something or making my little bead crafts or um, playing a game, making plans for things, doing stuff with my pets, cooking. Like I like having background noise, especially like having like with the idea that I'm going to be living alone soon. I think having the background noise will always be nice. And there are shows that I will sit down, pull up a chair and watch, like Digital Circus, I will watch. The Pit, I will watch because so much happens that if you look away, like, you're gonna be you're gonna miss something. And those are just shows that really pull me in. But, it's like a lot of YouTube or streaming stuff, I throw it up in the background while I'm working, and it's super helpful to help me stay on task and have my mind be stimulated while I'm maybe doing something physical, like I said, like cooking or stringing beads that doesn't really require a lot of my brain power. Um, yeah, I don't know. On that note, it's grass touching time for me. And by that, I mean I will not go outside and I will be eating dinner in my home and then sorting all of my bugs, which is one of my favorite activities, I can't lie. Um, so thank you for being here. Thank you for watching as always. And I will hopefully stream again soon. I know that I have a really busy week ahead of me, but weirdly, when my weeks are more busy, I feel more inclined to stream. So, all right, have a good night. Adios, everybody.